Under the endless sprawl of the New York night, where the city's own luminescence often outshines the stars, a new kind of light has begun to emerge. Not the familiar glow of skyscrapers, nor the fleeting beam of a helicopter, but something else. Something that makes even the most jaded New Yorker pause, if only for a moment, between sips of overpriced coffee and the incessant honk of traffic. We expected another Tuesday, perhaps a new pizza joint. The universe, it seems, had other plans, or at least, other aerial vehicles. For centuries, humanity has gazed at the heavens, wondering if we were truly alone. In New York, that question has recently shifted from theoretical to, is that thing going to make my commute worse? The year 2025 has become a landmark, or perhaps a skymark, for a phenomenon that continues to defy conventional explanation. It's not just a few scattered reports, it's a chorus of confusion echoing across the state, from the concrete canyons of Manhattan to the serene landscapes upstate. The city that never sleeps is now also the city that can't stop looking up. The data, cold and stark, rarely lies. And the numbers for 2025 paint a rather intriguing picture. According to the National UFO Reporting Center, or NUFORC for those who prefer their acronyms as mysterious as the phenomena they track, New York State has been particularly popular. In just the first half of the year, a staggering 66 unidentified aerial phenomena reports flooded in. That's roughly one every 2 to 3 days, a frequency that suggests either a sudden influx of highly discreet alien tourists or a severe shortage of explanation-based reality. Either way, it's certainly not boring. NUFORC, a non-profit organization dedicated to cataloging and documenting UFO sightings, has become the reluctant custodian of humanity's unexplained aerial encounters. Their detailed reports often include witness accounts, descriptions of the objects, and the sheer bewilderment of those who stumbled upon them. It's a testament to our enduring fascination with the unknown, and perhaps, a quiet acknowledgement that our instruments of observation might not be as comprehensive as we'd like to believe. Or maybe, just maybe, some things prefer to remain unlisted. After all, who wants their mysterious journey meticulously logged? If there's one thing New Yorkers love, it's a good summer. Beach days, rooftop parties, and apparently, a burgeoning tradition of staring blankly at the sky. Summer 2025, it turns out, is prime UFO spotting season. Clear skies, long nights, and plenty of rural, quiet areas where strange lights aren't just cars from Route 9 traffic heading up to Lake George. Between campfires, cold beers, and late-night Adirondack vibes, your brain's already open to every blinking drone, satellite, or wayward firefly that suddenly looks suspicious. It's truly a season for self-reflection, and perhaps, existential dread. Before the summer truly kicked into high gear, June offered a tantalizing prelude to the aerial spectacle. 6 reported sightings last month, a gentle crescendo before the full orchestral performance of the inexplicable. These weren't isolated incidents in distant, unpopulated fields. These were observations filtering in from various points across the state, painting a picture of something systematically, or perhaps whimsically, traversing New York's airspace. It's almost as if they were doing reconnaissance, deciding where to make their grand entrance next. Or maybe, they just liked the weather. As July unfurled its humid embrace, the sky continued to hold its secrets, but not for long. Even with just the first week of the month underway, another report had already landed on NUFORC's digital desk. One case, just a lone scout, perhaps, testing the waters, or simply getting an early start on the summer spectacle. It served as a stark reminder that the June sightings were no fluke, no fleeting anomaly. This was shaping up to be a trend, a new, unsettling pattern in the New York skies, much to the chagrin of astronomers and air traffic controllers alike. And then, as if an invisible floodgate had opened, the trickle turned into a torrent. By the end of July, the initial single report had swollen to a grand total of 16. 16 separate incidents, each a pinprick of confusion in the vast tapestry of the night sky, weaving together a narrative of persistent, undeniable strangeness. It seems that whether you were in the bustling heart of Manhattan or quietly camping in the Adirondacks, the skies had something to show you. Something that wasn't on any flight manifest, nor in any stargazing app. Something utterly unhelpful to explain. It's one thing to see something odd in a desolate rural area, it's quite another when it hovers over the most densely populated, surveilled, and arguably cynical island on the planet. Manhattan, a place where people rarely bat an eye at a five-story billboard or a celebrity meltdown, has now added UAP sightings to its list of daily curiosities. Reports from the concrete jungle itself suggest that whatever these phenomena are, they aren't shy about making an appearance above Central Park or darting between skyscrapers. Perhaps they're just enjoying the view, or maybe looking for a decent slice of pizza. While Manhattan often steals the spotlight, the mysterious aerial activity wasn't confined to the urban core. Reports streamed in from across the vast expanse of New York State. Rochester, a city with its own rich history and architectural charm, also became a canvas for these strange manifestations. Patchogue, a village on Long Island, known more for its vibrant downtown and waterfront, found itself part of a larger, celestial narrative. It seems that these unknown visitors have a diverse taste in scenery, or perhaps, simply don't care much for human-drawn maps and boundaries. Even beyond the more well-known cities and towns, the peculiar phenomena continue to make their rounds. Mount Vernon, a city just north of the Bronx, added its name to the growing list of locations experiencing the uncanny. The reports were consistent: something was traversing the skies of New York, indiscriminately touching down, or rather, hovering over, various communities. It seems the universe has decided to include everyone in this grand, baffling spectacle. Because, why limit the mystery to just the major metropolitan areas when you can spread existential confusion statewide? Among the myriad of descriptions, one type of sighting emerged with striking frequency: glowing orbs. These luminous spheres, often observed moving with unnatural fluidity or hovering in eerie silence, became a signature of the 2025 wave. Witnesses described them as anything from a bright, featureless ball of light to an object with a discernible, albeit enigmatic, glow. It's the kind of visual that makes you question your contact prescription, before realizing everyone else is seeing it too. A shared optical illusion, or something far more spherical? Another recurring motif in the collective consciousness of confused New Yorkers was the silent triangle. Imagine, if you will, the geometric precision of an architect's dream, combined with the stealth of a ninja, gliding soundlessly through the night. These dark, angular crafts defied conventional aerodynamics and, more importantly, common sense. No jet engines, no discernible wings, just a vast, quiet shadow against the moonlit sky. It's enough to make you wonder if geometry has achieved sentience, and decided to visit us for a quiet reconnaissance mission. If glowing orbs and silent triangles weren't enough to challenge our perception of reality, some reports took it a step further: shape-shifting spheres. Objects that seemingly defied the very laws of physics, morphing their form in the blink of an eye, only to vanish as quickly as they appeared. It's the kind of trick you'd expect from a street magician, not a potential visitor from another star system. One must wonder if they're testing our cognitive limits, or simply showing off. Perhaps they have no fixed form, much like our collective understanding of them. Adding another layer to the enigma, many reports concluded not with a slow departure, but a sudden, inexplicable disappearance. One moment, a strange light is hovering, defying gravity, mocking our physics textbooks. The next, it's simply gone. No sonic boom, no trail, just empty sky. It's as if these objects simply toggle out of existence, leaving witnesses with nothing but a lingering sense of disbelief and a desperate need for a witness protection program for their sanity. It's rude, really, to leave without a proper goodbye, or at least a note of explanation. Among the most compelling, and perhaps unsettling, of the incidents was the report from an airplane passenger. Flying high above New York City, this individual witnessed something truly bizarre: a metallic ball flying slightly under their aircraft. Not a drone, not a bird, but a reflective, enigmatic sphere. It's one thing to see something from the ground, but another entirely when you're sharing airspace with it at cruising altitude. One wonders if air traffic control had it on radar, or if it was simply enjoying an unauthorized, and rather shiny, flyby. Such a blatant disregard for airspace regulations is almost endearing. The true heart of these reports lies with the individuals who saw them. Ordinary people, caught off guard, suddenly thrust into the bizarre. Their accounts, often filled with a mix of awe, confusion, and a touch of existential dread, paint a vivid picture of the sheer impossibility of what they witnessed. These aren't people seeking fame, they're people seeking answers, or perhaps just a return to a reality where the sky is only home to birds and commercial airlines. It's a brave new world when checking the weather also means checking for the inexplicable. In a city perpetually in motion, even a fleeting glance at the unusual can spark a cascade of thought. Commuters, often lost in their phones or their own thoughts, sometimes found their gaze involuntarily drawn skyward. A flicker of light, an odd shape against the moon, enough to break the mundane rhythm of their evening. Did they truly see something, or was it just the cumulative effect of too much screen time and too little sleep? In New York, it's often hard to tell the difference between the supernatural and the merely exasperating. When reports of the unexplained start piling up, who do you call? The police, of course. Their duty is to maintain order, even if that order is increasingly questioned by strange lights in the sky. Stock footage of patrol cars and officers on duty becomes a silent testament to the absurdity of the situation. Are they looking for clues? Are they filing reports to a bewildered desk sergeant? Or are they just trying to ensure no one mistakes a rogue drone for an intergalactic invasion and causes a traffic jam? Their stoic presence merely adds to the official air of "we're handling it," whatever it is. Where there's mystery, there's media. News crews, ever vigilant for the next big story, flocked to locations where sightings were reported. Bright lights, microphones, and earnest reporters asking bewildered witnesses, "What exactly did you see?" Their presence, captured in stock footage of cameras and tripods pointed skyward, signifies the gravity, or perhaps, the theatricality, of the situation. After all, what's a potential alien encounter without a live breaking news report, preferably with dramatic background music? It's just good television, even if the subject matter remains elusive. As public interest swelled, so too did the efforts to capture definitive proof. Helicopters, those ubiquitous eyes in the sky, sometimes dispatched by news agencies or local authorities, soared above the city and countryside. Their powerful searchlights cutting through the darkness, ostensibly looking for answers. But what do you look for when the target is ephemeral, silent, and potentially beyond our technological grasp? It's a visually compelling, yet ultimately futile, exercise in looking for a ghost with a spotlight. One imagines the pilots wondering if they should have just stayed home. Amidst the flurry of reports and the anxious skygazing, New York City maintains a peculiar brand of indifference. A city that has seen it all: financial crises, blackouts, blockbuster movie aliens, tends to absorb new anomalies with a shrug and a cynical grin. Sure, something's in the sky, but is it going to affect my rent? Probably not. Is it going to solve the subway delays? Highly unlikely. So, while a select few gaze in wonder, millions more simply weave through the streets, accustomed to a world where the extraordinary is just another Tuesday. It's a remarkable, if slightly disheartening, display of urban resilience. The timing of this surge, coinciding with the peak of summer, has led some to ponder if there's more to it than just clear skies. Are these phenomena simply more visible when the weather is good, or is there an active correlation? The romantic notion of summer nights spent under the stars now comes with an added, unsettling layer of possibility. Perhaps the long nights and balmy air create an ideal viewing window, or perhaps our cosmic neighbors simply prefer to visit when the air conditioning is running. It's truly a mystery for the ages, or at least, for the summer vacation season. The reports span the full spectrum of New York's diverse geography. From the dense, vertical landscape of cities to the sprawling, silent wilderness of its parks and forests. This raises a curious question: are these objects drawn to human population centers, or are they simply present everywhere, and only noticed by those with less light pollution and more time to observe? Or perhaps, they are equal opportunity mystery makers, ensuring every demographic gets a chance to scratch their head in wonder. It's certainly a democratic approach to the inexplicable. Of course, for every inexplicable light, there's a grounded explanation waiting in the wings. Drones, satellites, even wayward fireflies can trick the eye, especially under the shroud of darkness. The human brain, ever eager to connect the dots, sometimes creates patterns where none exist, transforming a mundane object into a harbinger of interstellar contact. It's a comforting thought, a rational shield against the terrifying unknown. Until, of course, the drone starts shapeshifting, or the firefly communicates in Morse code. Then, all bets are off. The sudden uptick in 2025 demands a deeper look. Is it improved reporting? Increased public awareness? Or are we, as a species, simply becoming more adept at spotting the truly odd in our skies? Or, to lean into the more dramatic, have they decided now is the time to dial up their reconnaissance, or perhaps, their casual sightseeing? Whatever the reason, the sheer volume of reports points to a shift, a new chapter in our ongoing, often frustrating, relationship with the great unknown above us. It's certainly a conversation starter, if nothing else. The shift from UFO to UAP, unidentified aerial phenomena, is more than just a linguistic update. It's a bureaucratic rebranding, an attempt to lend a veneer of scientific legitimacy to a topic often relegated to the fringes of sanity. By stripping away the flying object and replacing it with aerial phenomenon, governments and official bodies hope to encourage more serious reporting. It's a bit like calling a clown an itinerant joy specialist. The essence remains, but the terminology strives for a more respectable, less circus-like tone. Still, an unexplained light is an unexplained light, no matter what you call it. Behind every reported sighting lies a process, forms to fill, questions to answer, and the inevitable shrug of officialdom. The National UFO Reporting Center, while invaluable, is largely reliant on self-reported incidents. This creates a fascinating bureaucratic maze where the eyewitness becomes the primary data source, and official confirmation remains elusive. It's a system designed more for cataloging confusion than for providing concrete answers. One imagines a very patient civil servant sifting through reports, wondering if this week's alien encounter is more credible than last week's ghost sighting. The paperwork, at least, is consistent. One theory, ever present, suggests that these UAPs are not from beyond our stars, but from within our own secret labs. Advanced military prototypes, experimental aircraft, or top-secret surveillance drones, mistaken for something alien. It's a comforting thought, in a way, that humanity itself is responsible for its own anxieties. That our own ingenuity, or paranoia, creates these perplexing objects. Until, of course, a prototype makes a 90-degree turn at supersonic speed with no discernible propulsion. Then the human tech explanation starts to look a bit flimsy. But it's a nice thought while it lasts. And then, there's the other theory, the one that whispers of possibilities beyond our terrestrial confines. The one that asks, are they alien encounters? The idea of advanced civilizations observing, or perhaps merely passing through, our small corner of the universe. It's a humbling, terrifying, and profoundly exciting prospect all at once. For New Yorkers, it adds a new layer to the city's already legendary diversity. First, the world's peoples, now, perhaps, the universe's inhabitants. One only hopes they brought their own currency, because conversion rates can be a nightmare. Ultimately, the surge in UAP sightings in New York speaks to something fundamental about the human condition, our insatiable need for answers. We categorize, we rationalize, we debate, all in an effort to bring order to the chaos of the unknown. Even if the answer is we don't know, we still crave the acknowledgement of the question. Perhaps it's not just about what's in the sky, but what that reflection tells us about ourselves, our fears, our hopes, and our persistent, often comical, struggle to comprehend a universe that frequently refuses to comply with our expectations. So, how does a modern metropolis, a global hub of commerce and culture, simply live with the unexplained? By continuing to live, of course. New Yorkers, perhaps more than anyone, are adept at integrating the bizarre into the backdrop of daily life. Another sighting? Another shrug. It's less an acceptance of extraterrestrial life and more a profound fatigue with anything that isn't immediately solvable or actionable. The city adapts, not by understanding, but by simply incorporating the mystery into its already vast catalog of urban eccentricities. It's the ultimate form of passive-aggressive acceptance. As the summer of 2025 draws to a close, the skies above New York may offer fewer clear nights, but the questions remain. The 66 sightings, the shape-shifting spheres, the metallic balls, they're not just isolated incidents, they're pieces of a larger puzzle that stubbornly refuses to be solved. They hover, not just in the sky, but in the collective consciousness, a nagging reminder that perhaps our map of reality still has some rather large, unlabeled sections. And probably, those sections are where all the fun, or terrifying, things happen. What if this is the new normal? What if the unexplained aerial phenomena are no longer anomalies, but simply part of the atmospheric furniture, like clouds or very expensive drones? New York, ever a pioneer, might just be setting the trend for the rest of the world. A future where checking for UFOs is just another step in the morning routine, alongside checking the weather and the stock market. It's a bleak thought, perhaps, that the universe's grand mysteries might eventually become just another mundane fact of life, but in New York, anything is possible. Through it all, New York stands. Its skyscrapers pierce the heavens, its streets pulse with unyielding energy, and its people, well, they just keep on moving. Whether the skies hold cosmic tourists or top-secret prototypes, the city's spirit remains unflappable. It has survived countless crises, embraced every new wave of culture and chaos, and it will undoubtedly incorporate this latest celestial peculiarity into its vast, eccentric narrative. After all, what's a few glowing orbs when you've got to catch the express train? The universe may provide the mystery, but New York provides the relentless pragmatism. So, we return to the void, both above and within, filled with more questions than answers. The sightings in New York are a stark reminder that our understanding of the cosmos, and perhaps even our own planet, remains profoundly incomplete. It's a vast, indifferent universe, occasionally punctuated by moments of utter bewilderment, just to remind us of our place. Or perhaps, our insignificance. It's enough to make you laugh, a dry, gallows laugh, at the sheer audacity of it all. The universe, it seems, has a morbid sense of humor. And that, perhaps, is the truest takeaway from New York's shocking UFO sightings. Not definitive proof of alien visitation, nor a conspiracy unraveled, but a profound sense of the absurd. The universe doesn't owe us explanations, it simply presents phenomena, daring us to make sense of them. And in New York, where absurdity is often just part of the local charm, these celestial interlopers fit right in. One can only hope they appreciate the cultural significance of the city, and perhaps, leave a generous tip for the existential crisis they've undoubtedly caused. The skies above New York will continue to stretch, vast and mysterious, regardless of what passes through them. And somewhere, tonight, another New Yorker will glance upwards, catch a glimpse of something undefinable, and add another whispered question to the city's ceaseless hum. The reports will continue, the debates will rage, and the truth, whatever it may be, will remain just beyond our grasp. Because some mysteries, it seems, are too good to ever fully solve. Especially when they involve shape-shifting spheres over the Bronx. Roll credits, and keep looking up, but try not to trip.